Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm really thrilled to be here. I'm Brad Sorensen. I'm a senior analyst here with Zacks Small Cap Research, and I'm thrilled to be joined by the CEO of Prenetics Global, one of the most exciting companies that I'm covering right now. Has a great story, and I wanted to bring him on board to tell us about it. So, Danny, welcome aboard. And I guess let's just start with how you transitioned from the old to the very exciting new Prenetics and how that process worked and how it's going so far.
Sure. Thank you so much, Brad. I'm very excited to be on here to share our journey. Just a quick background of myself. I've always been an entrepreneur. I think very relevant for what we're doing today is I grew up in the US, moved to Hong Kong 2010. My company then was acquired by Groupon. So I led East Asia as their CEO from 2010 to 2014. So a lot of direct to consumer branding, marketing, customer acquisition experience. I left that in 2014 after fully exited, started Prenetics as a life sciences testing company. When COVID hit, we pivoted doing significant PCR work to the tune of 800 million revenue across 3 years. So we listed the company during that period in COVID in 2022. And of course, post COVID, the PCR testing died and we knew we needed to do something dramatically different. And just through my business network that I've been able to forge, especially here in Asia, I had a good friend that knew David Beckham. He asked me if I wanted to meet David in London. There's no downside meeting David Beckham, right? I was like, hey, of course, that would be my honor. I met with David in London and we got really excited. We got along really well. He was very intrigued about my consumer and life sciences background over the course of the last 12, 13 years. And we're like, hey, how do we potentially create something together? And this is what started IM8. And it started basically from his own and Victoria's problem, which they were traveling on a constant basis every single week. They're going to a new location and they didn't like their supplement regime because they were taking countless supplements every day, 10, 12, 14, 15 supplements. And many days they weren't consistent with it, right? Because it's just very difficult to pack. And then we're like, hey, we must be able to figure something out that's better. And that's where the idea came from. It's like, hey, given my background in sciences, consumer, there must be a better way. And then so we started IM8 in December of 24 officially. And again, David came on as the co-founder. For the last 30 years. Everyone's been wanting to ask David to do something in this category. He's rejected until now. And then for him, if he puts his name on it, this literally has to be the best thing in the market. And that's what we've been able to create. We launched in December of 24. Our first month revenue was 600,000 USD. Last month in our 18th, 19th month of business, we hit 16.7 million in the month of May 2026. So the journey's been quite crazy. It's a very crowded space, but we hit 100 million ARR within 11 months of launch, which has never ever been done before in the supplement category. This year, we will do full year revenues and we project 190 to 210 million in our second year of full operations.
Yeah, it's been an amazing growth rate and an amazing transformation of the company. Like you said, there are a lot of supplements out there, and obviously IM8 has really taken hold. David's putting his name on it, which is a big plus, obviously a big endorsement. What makes IM8 better than the other million substances that are out there as supplements?
So, Brad, when me and David came up with this, everyone said, hey, this is such a crowded space. Yeah, unregulated, et cetera, right? So we focus really on the product. The product must be good. So what we wanted to solve initially was that our product is in a powder format. As you can see here, it's one sachet. It replaces 16 different supplements you normally would have to take otherwise. So all of your multivitamins, your greens, your digestive enzymes, your CoQ10, your MSM, your prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics. So it's the replacement of 16 different supplements in a powder format that you mix every day with water and it tastes great, right? And so it's very simple, right? Again, starting with the product. And then we have David, you have now Aryna Sabalenka, world #1 tennis player. She takes it every day. In fact, her story was that her performance coach gave it to her to try. She took it for 3 months, beginning of last year. And Every day, I'm sure you know, if Sabalenka trained at World Number One, they're monitoring every little detail about her diet and supplementation. After 3 months, she felt noticeably better from a recovery, energy, and mental perspective. And she had her team reach out to me. So I got the email that day. I was like, wow, is this a joke? It's like the world number one player wants to partner with us. And of course, so on top of Aryna, we got Ollie Bearman. A few months ago, we announced Giannis, two-time MVP, NBA champion, and they're all taken on a daily basis. Jay Shetty into Miami, that was a 12-month plus process because we needed approvals from the medical doctor, their nutritionist, and of course their owners as well to get into the team. And now we're firmly in the team as part of their daily regimen.
I just want to point out to investors a lot of athletes endorse a lot of things, but the athletes endorsing this and then David being a co founder, these athletes are very particular about what they put in their bodies. They make their living on it. And like Danny just said, a lot of the trainers and doctors and coaches test these things to make sure they're right. And they have to meet all these standards. Having these elite athletes as part of this team and using it, not just endorsing it, but using it on a daily basis is a huge endorsement for it.
Yeah, and it's very public as well, right? If you look at Aryna and when she plays, her team of coaches, they all have the IM8 caps on. And going to the athletes, it's from day one, we've also separated from the crowd because we ran clinical trials, right? We ran clinical trials from San Francisco Research Institute. 95% individuals had noticeably better energy, 85% had better gut, 80% slept better, right? Also, NSF certified for sport. So that means if you are a professional athlete, you know it's free from any contaminated substances. There's so much downside for an athlete,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, because we have all these certificates and quality assurances made in the USA that people are freely able to take this product.
Yeah, and I think initially that's what gets people to use it, and I think that's great. But I want you to talk a little bit about the subscriptions because that's the sustainable revenue. That's what's really grown, and that's what shows people once people subscribe and they keep re-upping their subscriptions, that attests to how great they think this product is.
100%. And I can say this with full transparency. It doesn't matter who we have, right? We can have Beckham, all the top athletes in the world, but if the product doesn't work, people are not going to continue to subscribe to the product, especially at our price points, which are at the premium level, right? It has to work, it has to perform. 80% of new customers that come in today are subscription customers, which is also industry benchmark highs, right? Our average order value today is $240. So on average, any new customer come in, they're paying $240 typically for a 3-month subscription of the product. And we have seen retention rates being very, very high, especially for the quarterly cohort.
Yeah, that's great. And you mentioned the quality earlier. I think one thing investors would be wondering is all this growth is great, but do you have the quality manufacturing capacity to be able to sustain this growth?
Yes, 100%. So from day one, we knew this would be successful. We didn't know to what extent. So we wanted to select a manufacturer that had scaling capacity. And so made in the USA, FDA registered facility, NSF registered facility. So they have a significant scale to help scale with us. So we have no worries in terms of that. We actually, in fact, added another manufacturer. So currently it's manufactured in New Jersey. We also added another manufacturer in Dallas just to give us optimal coverage in case anything happens.
Excellent. I also, in covering your company, I know that this is a big thing, obviously, all over the place, using AI to advance products. Explain to investors how you use AI to enhance your operations and your business.
Yeah, I mean, I think starting with myself, right? I mean, again, I'm very AI optimized myself, and that sets a stage for the rest of the team members through operations, supply chain, finance, and of course, what a consumer see is through our marketing efforts, right? If you look at Meta, we have about 3,000 ads running at any given time. And so that allows us massive distribution on a global basis because we ship to 43 countries right now. And we're testing 600 to 800 ads on a weekly basis. So this consistent testing and a lot of diversity involved. So it's not just the same type of ad. And then the more creative diversity that you have, the higher likelihood the meta AI algorithm will be able to show it to individuals that are most likely to purchase. Now, we're able to do this at scale utilizing AI content, AI statics, and of course, a combination of real individuals, real people in terms of the videos piece, but it's all together in terms of the organization, in terms of how we utilize this.
Yeah, it's amazing the scale you can get with AI and the targeting advertising you can get now. And if companies like yours use it strategically and don't just throw it against a wall and see what works, that's a huge advantage. So, IM8, incredible growth, but investors are always wondering, how does that growth continue? And are there going to be new products? And it sounds like this is kind of an all in one product. Are there new products that you guys are looking at that Prenetics is going to come out with in the future?
Yes. Yeah. With that being said, I mean, we've been able to, in 18, 19 months, build a very strong international brand just because the level of people that use our product. We've also heard from some of our existing customers, for example, 30% of our customers are parents. So naturally, we're looking to develop a kids gummy, which again would be a best in class kids gummy. We're looking into the hydration category as well. So electrolytes, because again, we have lots of athletes on board, right? So they're also looking for additional support when they're training. There's a lot of individuals that don't like to drink water. So we can give them a healthy option as an alternative. So that's where the hydration electrolytes come into play. We're also looking at the creatine category because of course creatine has a lot of significant benefits greater than just muscle. These are all new skills that we're going to be launching in Q4, Q1 timeframe. We're very, very excited about that. And we've launched a longevity skill last October. And again, with the combination of that, we've seen already the uplift in AOV, and which now equals essentials for longevity equals the Beckham stack, which right now, 35-40% of customers opt for.
Investors that haven't looked, you should look at the growth rate, the IMA growth rate, the subscription growth rate. It's amazing. And then they're adding these new products to it. I'm really excited about it. I've written about it. There's IM8 and all the celebrity endorsers, but at the core, it's a great, great product. And customers have responded very enthusiastically to it. So I just wanted to give you a chance to kind of leave investors with a message that they should be thinking about the way they should look at Prenetics and the growth rate going forward and why they should invest.
We're still early innings, right? And that's the reality. We're 18, 19 months. Of course, we've been on a rocket ship type of trajectory. And I do believe right now, again, my vision over the course of the next 3 to 4 or 5 years is that we believe we can build one of the world's biggest supplement brands. If you think about global supplement brands, there's really not that many, right? I can't think of one. There may be some in the US, but right now, US represents only 40% of our business, which that means there's significant upside. Then we have Canada, we have UK, we have Australia, Singapore rounding up the top 5. But if you think about the global premium supplement market, it's looking at a roughly about $200 billion global opportunity. This year, we'll do over 200 million USD. So we're only at 0.1% of 200 billion, correct? So it's not a stretch to say, hey, we can get from 0.1% to 0.5% in the next 2 to 3 years. Right? We got to 0.1% in 2 years. So 0.1% to 0.5%. If we're able to get to 0.5%, we're at $1 billion in revenue. Right. So I think that's the opportunity. It's a very large TAM, very few science-backed products out in the market. And again, even fewer when you layer in our elite athlete, not just endorsers, these are all equity holders as well. Right. Every single one of Beckham, Giannis, Aryna, Ollie, they're not just paid, they actually have equity in Prenetics because they're vested for the upside. They take the product every day and they collectively, this makes a strong, strong growth story. We're kind of like an undiscovered gem because to be fair, Prenetics was quite complicated. We sold off all the non-core assets and we also have the firepower to continue our growth, right? A lot of companies get stuck because they don't have capital, right? We have 140 million in liquid assets and cash, zero debt. It's a truly exciting time. And that's why I continue to do what I do and wake up very energized every morning.
Yeah, it's a very exciting company. I urge investors to look at it. Like Danny said, their capital position is stellar. They have a great product. And I get frustrated sometimes the more investors aren't looking at this because I want investors to look at great companies. So Well, Danny, thanks for your time. I'm excited to continue covering it. I encourage investors to look into Prenetics, and they have news coming out all the time, and I will be covering it and explaining what it means for them. So thank you again, Danny.
Great. Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it.